Today we have a 2004 Toyota 4Runner. We'll be replacing the power steering pump high pressure line as well as the rack and pinion. So first thing I did was remove the return hose to the power steering pump. The reason being is because for the banjo bolt to be removed, I have to put a number 27mm wrench, as you can see right there. I've placed to hold down that, that nut. And once I do that, once you hold it down with the number 17 like I have here, I'm going to remove that banjo bolt for the high pressure line. Once I do that, I'm just going to swing it to the side and raise the vehicle and get ready to remove it from the rack, as well as remove the rack. So let's get this off and lift the vehicle up. Now that we're under the vehicle with a number 12 socket, we're going to remove 4 bolts. One here, and here. To remove this cover here and expose the line further. So now with the cover removed, it exposes the line a little further. So over here, as you can see where this bushing is right here, sorry, lighting's pretty bad. There's this bracket here. It's held in with number 10 that closes the clamp, as well as the number 12 that attaches it to the rack here. So I'll remove those two things, and then with a number 17 crowfoot, or you can use a wrench if you can fit it, I'm gonna remove this bottom part here for the high pressure line, as well as I'm gonna remove this for the return line, and get those out the way. So with the number 17 crowfoot, just broke this here, took it off. So now we're just gonna pull it out, just run it all the way through, just keep an eye on like how it goes in. So go in the exact same way. So just swing it out like so. And there you have the high pressure line. So I'm gonna throw it to the side, and now we're gonna get to the rack. Like I said before, make sure you lock the steering wheel up top. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove the wheels of the 19 socket to take the lug nuts off. So get that taken off and we'll get to the next step. So now with the wheels removed here, with a 22 wrench, I'm gonna first break this nut going clockwise, so it goes that way. And then with a 22mm socket and an impact, I'm gonna remove the nut up here. Now to remove these tie rods, most people use a tie rod removal tool. However, to prevent damage to the boot here, I'm just gonna use a large hammer and knock it right here, basically shocking the spindle and freeing this up. So also when you remove the tie rod itself, turning it counterclockwise after breaking this, be sure to count how many turns you do, full turns, and mark them out. So the entire rack and pinion here is free now. Our tie rods have been removed, both lines have been removed, the steering column here removed. Also, I believe I said this is 14. It's actually a 12. So now with the 17 wrench up above and a 17mm socket impact, I'm gonna remove these two here, which will free this up from the frame. So a little FYI, if you come across this problem here with a bolt is trapped by these lines here, just get a number 10, remove it from there, swing it to the side, and get that bolt out. After we do that, I'm gonna just pretty much slide it to the right, then angle it downward and just slide it down. Just to give y'all a view of how I'm gonna remove it, slide in the rack all the way to the right, and then pretty much I'm just gonna lean it downward and slide it out this way. So go ahead and get this out, and then pretty much make sure to measure it up with the new one to make sure everything lines up correctly, the same length, everything, and then pretty much go in the exact same way with the new one. So we have our old rack and our new rack here. So one thing we have to do is with the 17, take this nickel off here for the return line. And I'm gonna just throw some Teflon in there and then place it in here. Once I do that, we're gonna throw it back in the vehicle. So put this on and throw it back in. So I put the new rack in the same way we took it out, that way, slid it up. So now I already bolted these two in. As you can see, the bolt orientation I have here, one going down, one going up. That's just how I removed it. So I went back the same way. It seems like with the AC compressor in the way, you can't go downward with this bolt. So just went upward. So now I'm gonna go ahead and feed our new high pressure hose in and tighten it down here. Once I get that in, I'm gonna put this on, the return line on, as well as steering column in, and we'll get to the next one. So I've closed everything up here, 2 lines in, as well as the steering shaft here. So now we're gonna work our way out to the outer tie rods here. So first thing we'll do is go ahead and put this nut in, just pretty much tighten it all the way. And then from there, we'll get the outer tie rod and turn it in, pretty much going the same amount of rotations as we came out. Pretty much just gonna line it up as close as possible so we can take it to the alignment shop and have them finish the job. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the outer tie rods in, and then we're gonna put them through here, 22mm socket with our impact, tighten it in, and we're pretty much done with the rack. Now once you get to this point, using our wrench, we're gonna go back on this nut just to tighten it in place. Now I'm gonna do the other thing, the same on the other side, and bring it down to finish up our high pressure line. So now we're here back on top. You can see our high pressure line right there, where it goes, the return line here. So what we're gonna do with new crush washers is our banjo bolt. We're gonna put one on first, and then slide that onto the high pressure hose. And then with our second new crush washer, we're gonna put it on the bottom between the banjo bolt, on the banjo bolt between the high pressure line and the power steering pump. After that, I'm pretty much just gonna use our 17 socket with that 27mm wrench to hold the power steering part and tighten it down, and then put our return hose back on as well, and fill up with some fluid and bleed it out, and we'll be done. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, more videos to come.